It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Kicking off the show tonight, we heard some Danzig, the most hated man in rock, with Mother. That goes out to all you mothers, Mother's Day weekend. And then we just heard some Dream Evil there, and with the Sledge of Rock, and coming to the mic is the Sledge of Rock himself, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, man? Look at that. No echo. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? You knowing what it's been for 6 months and never reminding me.
Well, I don't hear it on my end, so I wasn't aware you were having that issue.
Oh, yeah, but none today.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's all you got to do is just make some noise and, settle the levels, and it's all good.
Well, it sounds good right now. Everything's working. That is good.
Well, we are back here on the Classic Metal Show on the Mother's Day weekend. For some people, that is a big deal. For me, not so much.
Sure.
How about you?
Doing dinner tomorrow. Dinner with moms. That's about it.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, you have put your demon seed out into the world by way of 3 children. So what's the plan for the children and the former roommate?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't ask. She could be in Antarctica for all the fuck I know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know.
It's the whole Clinton era. If you're gay in the military, don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. I hope she's healthy, but really, I don't worry about it. It just isn't my business.
Yeah, well, I get it. I wouldn't worry about it either.
Hey, kids, what are you doing with your mom? Tell me, please.
Oh, well, maybe it comes up in conversation or something.
No, they know. They know that bringing her up in conversation usually comes with a lot of cussing and stuff, and they don't want to hear those bad things about their mom.
Right. So you truly are the Sledge of Rock. You swing that sledge down. Say, I don't want to hear a fucking thing about it.
Yeah, I'll be honest though. Me and her get along all right now. We talk. I don't know. If you include texts, I would say 3 times a year.
Okay, you still communicate. Let's just put it that way.
When we have to, when there's something going on, I had a cool video of my son this week. He was doing some teaching out at the Pinball Palace. I sent her a text and said, "Hey, here's your son."
Yeah.
Paste. And that was the end. And she texted me back a smiley face.
All right.
Conversation over.
Right. Isn't it strange that we've come so far in human history and yet we still communicate with hieroglyphics?
Yeah, well, isn't it strange that I could just be, completely have abandoned any communication with that one, and I still keep just a little, I guess.
Well, the thing is you do share some DNA with her.
Yeah, I did.
So for a guy like me who's never gone that route, mm-hmm. And I don't have that biological connection to anyone.
Sure.
I don't have to keep up with anyone.
No, that is a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I mean, if I do keep up with anyone, it's out of my pure choice.
Sure. That's you definitely have hit the lottery ticket of life by not making the mistake of listening to your parents and getting a wife and kids and all that other shit.
Well, I did go the wife route very, very briefly, but it wasn't long before I realized that was not the route for me.
You were a pilot that knew the plane was going to crash and ejected on takeoff, my friend.
I just realized that, this is not working. And after that was over, it was just like, I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah. You were that pilot that ejected on takeoff. I crashed clean into the mountain.
Now there have been cases where, I have spoken of on the show here,
sure.
where the pressure was on, and that's usually what ended the relationship.
Of course it does, because they want it all.
Yeah.
They want everything, and they don't want you to have anything.
Yeah. Well, the ultimatums were made.
Sure.
And it's just like, well, I don't do ultimatums with anyone, so I guess it's time for us to part company.
Either put a ring on it or let it go.
Right. And I chose to let it go.
Bye-bye.
So, speaking of that, just kind of dredges up all kinds of conversations I've had over the years about my personal lifestyle.
Sure.
I probably even told this story on the show a long time ago, is that I was out in California. I lived in California between 85 and 91.
Okay.
And I was a shop manager for the trucking company Roadway Express.
Right.
And I was the youngest garage operations manager that they ever had. I was the first one who actually went through a formal training program, and I was kind of the guinea pig, right?
Okay.
So I started there when I was 21 years old. So I was 21 years old and running a shop of 50 mechanics.
Wow.
And so some of the guys, I got along with pretty much everybody there, and because I had a mechanical background myself, so I could relate, because prior to, going to work there, I worked as a truck mechanic, and I also worked in a Freightliner dealership, so I kind of, had the background and some knowledge and experience, so I could definitely relate.
Right.
So, after I left California in 91, some of the people, I hadn't seen again ever since then. Well, then my pseudo parents, the ones who own the nightclubs that I also worked in, I still keep in contact with that. In fact, I sent my mom some flowers for Mother's Day.
Okay.
And they always owned the bars. They always, when I was actively involved, they had 2 clubs at that time, and then they had pared it down to just owning like a neighborhood corner bar,
Sure.
And one day, my mom calls me up and says, "Hey, there's somebody here who wants to talk to you." So she puts this guy on the phone, and it's one of the guys who used to work for me.
Okay.
And I literally had not seen him in 25 going on 30 years, right?
Right.
So the next time I made the trip out to California, I went to she took me out to her little bar there, and that guy just happened to be there, and it's like, "Hey man, it's a long time no see. What's going on? What's happening? Where you been? What have you been doing with yourself?" At this time, this guy had been through 2 marriages and, pumped out kids with both, and, had basically the typical lifestyle, and it's like, "What about you? You married? Got any kids?" "Nope, not married." "Kids?" "Nope, no kids." What happened?
What happened?
That was the question. What happened? I said, I lived life. That's what happened. I made choices that didn't put me in the hole.
Yeah, no kidding. You absolutely made the absolute right choices at the right time, my friend.
But I'll never forget that conversation. The look on his face was, "And what happened?"
What happened?
Like I'm a defective or something.
Yeah. How could that happen to you?
Yeah. How could you have escaped that trap?
Yeah. No, that blessing.
Yeah. No.
Was he still married, or was he was he
He was
divorced?
currently married. Yeah.
Oh, so then it was a blessing.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Now, if you asked him, is he still married? You think? Probably not.
I don't know that answer, but I do know that he retired as a mechanic, and his wife, and he was a pretty young guy. He was this has been a few years ago, so he retired at 56 or 57.
Okay.
And his wife insisted that he get another job.
Oh, thanks, hon.
Because she wasn't going to have him sitting around the house doing nothing.
Oh, you mean like she was?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he took another mechanic job with another company.
Oh. Yeah. I can't see it. Dude, it's so I was talking to my friend Carrier. I was texting with her today, and she's in a relationship that's about a year old.
Okay.
And she's real happy in the relationship. And I just asked her. I said, "Are you going to break the rules and marry this guy?"
Yeah.
And I'm expecting her to come back and say, "Well, we've talked about, because
yeah.
She hits me back couldn't have been 2 seconds later. "Fuck no, not doing that." So even some of the chicks get it, man. It's just not it's a bad contract.
Well, yeah, it is. It doesn't serve a purpose that it did, 50 years ago.
Yeah, it's just a horrible, horrible contract.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
It is. It's a bad contract.
Yeah. It's like signing a contract for a car, but you have to keep it running forever. If it ever breaks down, you can't just trade it in. You have to keep it running.
Yeah, you gotta maintain it. Got to keep putting, changing engines in it. Rebuild the transmission. Put new suspension parts in it.
Mm-hmm. Can't get rid of it when it starts to rust or gets all dented or fucked up looking. Can't get rid of it. Nothing. You have to keep that car, man.
Yeah, got to keep it. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, Chris. Hail and kill, Neely. This is Kurt out here in Las Vegas.
Hey, what's going on, Kurt? How's that cab driving business going? Are you still doing that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But
well,
listen,
you didn't get fired. Did you get any blowback from that last call you made to us?
No.
Not a thing.
Nothing ever happened.
Okay.
But talking about on top of what you're talking about in marriage and loneliness. So
we didn't mention anything about loneliness.
Well, this goes on to my sister. So I'm 45. My sister's 44. And I'm not legally married, but I've been with my chick for about 15 years now. 14 years.
All right.
She has kids. They're older. That's fine. My sister's never been married. Hasn't had a serious relationship in a long time. And now all of a sudden she's pregnant.
At 40 what?
44.
44?
Oh, no.
Who gets knocked up at 44?
My sister, obviously.
Holy
so she
shit.
Made this.
How many weeks pregnant is she?
Oh, the baby's due in September.
Did they check for multiple heads?
Well, she's healthy. She's stayed in shape. But she has a decent job. But she's in Florida. This guy's in California.
Well, what was this? Was this a one night? Was this a one night stand or something?
No, she made a conscious choice to have a baby at 44.
So she purposely got pregnant.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's terrible.
So now I'm really hoping that my parents spend all their money before they die.
Now, would your sister mind that you made this phone call and told this to the world?
Probably, but I'm not mentioning any names, but maybe I should mention that we are originally from the east side of Cleveland, so maybe people back there could figure it out. But it's just ridiculous, that she's lonely and she decides to do this instead of getting a dog that's only going to live 10 years.
And dude, no guy on the planet now is going to date her. No guy.
I know, I don't think she cares, but this is the mentality of what you're talking about and what you have been talking about in people. But my wife's sister is the same. My wife is 52, her sister is 51, and she has 2 8-year-old daughters.
How does
and
that
she got
happen?
divorced, and she decided to have the kids to try to save the marriage.
That is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life when people say that. Let's have kids and save the marriage.
I did that mistake.
They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on fertilization because she was in her 40s. So, of course, she was past her prime.
Well, who has that kind of expendable cash to spend hundreds of thousands on fertilization?
Well, he did, obviously.
Oh, my God. If I had that kind of money, I'd be buying hookers and blow.
Yeah, buy a boat. Jesus.
Tell me about it. I'd be buying more guns and out in the desert shooting.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
Dude, I love our fans when they call in and tell us these tales of horrific lifestyles.
Anytime I think my life is bad, I just find an old phone call and it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, but Chris, aren't you a grandfather yet?
No, fuck no. Fuck no. I taught my kids to hate people.
I'm trying to teach my stepkids the same thing.
I'm going to tell you honestly, my daughter's 28 and my boys are 26, and anytime it even comes up, their first remark is, "Watched you, don't want it." They watched me and their mom just fight for fucking their whole entire life, and they don't want nothing to do with it. They're quite comfortable not being involved in some kind of bullshit, awful goddamn relationship. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that was your relationship. I mean, with your wife, and that's a typical relationship, I think.
Yeah.
You know, my parents weren't like that, but the thing is, she's 44. My parents are 72 and 73. I don't think they're going to last 10 years.
Jesus Christ. That is so. Dude, who's gonna go out and teach? She's gonna be, by the time this kid is ready to, like, I don't know, drive, she's gonna be, she might not have a driver's license. They might have already taken her driver's license, and she won't be able to teach her own kid.
She'll be 60.
Yeah, exactly. She'll be 60, but when the kid's 20 or about there.
16.
And going, 16. But also going on the way the world is, what you guys were talking about at the end of the show last week about the kids in whatever it was doing the blackface and having to sign non-disclosure agreements for all the children. This is the type of world this child's going to be born into.
Oh, my God. Is it too late to abort? Did she vote Democrat?
Yeah, she's already showing. No, she's more of a conservative libertarian like me.
Does she know a boxer?
I could throw her down the stairs if I ever see her again.
Oh, my God. Wow. Such a great message on Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I know. She and I don't have the best relationship. I mean, we don't talk a lot. It's just because I feel, we've grown apart. We didn't have much in common other than our parents. We both moved away from Ohio. We never see anybody we grew up with. Never have contact with family. And who's going to take care of this kid if she dies? Because I don't want it. I mean, that's just an honest answer, an honest reaction. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, what about the dude? I mean, was he just a sperm donor, or is he...
No, from what I gather, my mom didn't say a lot, but from what I gather, he agreed to it, and they kind of talked about it.
Well, how does she know him?
They met through a friend of hers.
That far apart?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he flew in, stuck his dick in her, and left?
Yep, basically, or she flew out there and, jumped on top. I don't know.
Jeez, oh, man.
And it's not like she's rich. She works for government contracting through Boeing, I think, or Lockheed Martin. So she makes a decent amount, but she's going to be alone through all this.
Oof.
You know, and it's not like he's going to be paying child support, and I don't think she wants him to.
Yeah, she needs to get some of that. Jesus Christ. Do something to take care of this kid, because if she drops dead, there won't be no money for the kid.
Boy.
That's what I'm saying, because if it was up to me, that kid's going into the orphanage or foster care.
I can't say I blame you there, though, man, especially if it was young. Like if she died, on the what if she died on the operating table giving birth? Then what?
That's
Holy
another
shit.
thing because of her age.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, and autism, too.
Yeah, autism, or, her eggs had to be covered with dust. You know what that's going to make. Jesus
Had to
Christ.
blow some cobwebs off there.
Yeah, wow.
Well, like I said, she's always stayed in shape, and she tries to stay healthy. She won't eat regular pasta. She makes that silly zucchini pasta shit. She's that type of person.
Boy, that kid's going to want to have died at birth when he gets handed a fucking bowl of zucchini pasta.
And tofu and coconut water. Yeah, I know.
Delicious.
God.
Well, since we're on the subject of death, here's what I wanted to ask too. So, Chris, if Neely dies, what's going to happen with the show?
If Neely dies?
Yeah.
Well, there's virtually no chance of Neely dying before me. But if that was to happen, the show ends.
Yeah, the show dies with me.
Yeah, the show dies. I think the show dies with either one of us at this point.
It is.
Yes?
It's absolutely true. Because, hell, I did 2.5 years without you, and I didn't replace you.
Yeah, the way this would be is if I was to die, if Neely was to die, there's one more show saying, see you later, and that's it. Right?
So Neely, you wouldn't try to find like co-hosts, maybe have a different one every other week.
Nah,
I
just don't.
Like
I just
people.
don't have it in me to do that. I maybe I might carry on with a show, but it wouldn't be this show.
Okay.
But I did. The thing is that we went through somewhat of a death situation here, and I wasn't ready to give up the mic, but then again, I wasn't ready to go search out another co-host either.
Was that the death of Chris's marriage?
Well, it was during that time, yeah.
That's it.
So I'm very happy with the way things are. We had a great thing going at that time. We got an even better thing going now. Right. And if either one of us checks out for whatever reason, that's the end of this incarnation of this show.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's all I got. I thought you guys would get a kick out of it.
We did get a kick out of it. You always make me feel much more better about my situation, too.
Well, I'm telling my stepdaughters, too, because one's 18, the other one's 14. I'm telling them, look, don't get pregnant till you're about 30. You don't need that. You need to go out and live life, or at all, exactly. I'm like, go do some things with your life. Go travel. Just wait. You want birth control, I'll give it to you. You want to have your tubes tied, I'll pay for it.
Generous stepdad.
Yeah, and I don't make a lot, but I'll get that done for them. All right, that's all I got for now.
All right,
well,
thanks for brightening up my day.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Fuck Peter, Chris, and hand job.
Peter, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
I don't know. Well, there you go. I love our fans when they call with their sordid tales.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love it. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, this is Brian McCauley calling.
Hey, Brian. I've been corresponding with you this week. Let me give you a proper introduction here.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, Chris, I was sharing this information with you, but Brian here, he's from the Boston area, and he has a certain friendship with Gene Simmons, and he has been on stage with Gene, and he sings like Gene.
Wow.
And Gene seems to get a big kick out of Brian, and Brian gets a big kick out of us. So I've invited Brian to call in because he's such a big fan. And we're going to kind of do this interview style, Brian, because we're going to find out all about you. Now, one of the characteristics of you is that you've made no bones about the fact that you are a blind guy.
Yeah.
Have you been blind all your life?
Yes, I have.
So you were born blind?
Yep.
Okay. So how did you find the Classic Metal Show?
It's really funny because I was just on YouTube. I have a special device I can look up Braille. I have a Braille device that I look up things on the internet in Braille. And I just Googled Eddie Trunk is a jerk just to see what would come.
Why did you do that? What made you think to Google Eddie
I don't know.
Trunk is a jerk?
It was just in my head. I don't know. I just wanted to see what would come up. If anything would come up for search results. And you were the first one that came up.
Okay. And
ever since then, it's like I've grown to love you guys in a way that you guys have no idea. I've grown to just, Chris, your laugh is great to make fun of. I will say that from here on out. Your laugh is great to make fun of, Chris.
All right.
So no, I've been blind since birth, and I like to sing rock and roll. And yes, my relationship with Gene has blossomed over the past 2 years.
Well, you're a young guy, too. You're, what, 22, 23?
23.
Yeah. So you're a real young guy. How long have you been listening to this show?
Actually, I'm kind of a new listener, but You know, from what I was like, you know what? These guys got to know who I am. I'm like, these guys need to know the real deal here. Once I heard about your show.
Well, how long?
I love what I listen to.
Well, how long?
He can't look at a calendar to tell you.
Well,
thank you, Chris. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you, Chris, for that. Thank you, Chris.
Well, anyway,
yes.
Brian here is a big fan of Chris.
Well, you two will nearly. Don't.
Well, I know, but your email specifically says I need to call and I need to talk to Chris.
Okay. Yes, it was both. Yes.
All right.
But I don't. Yeah, it's been great. You know, I like. You know, being blind is good. I look at being blind this way. It doesn't define who you are. You know, you got to be with your goals. Be relentless with stuff. You can't just let people tell you no.
So Brian, of all the bands you could become a fan of, you picked the one band that half of their appeal is the visual element of the band. That's fairly odd for a blind guy.
Yes. Why do I like the visual image? Because I like to get the sound of the image, the pull, pull, pull. And Gene Simmons and Gene's voice, I can do that perfectly. His voice.
Do you even I never understand blindness, so I'm going to ask a bunch of stupid questions here. But can you visualize what you think things look like?
That's a little harder for me, but I can tell when the light's on or off. Like things like I have perception of one eye.
Like I know what a tit looks like.
Sure, and I know what it feels like.
This round, perfect thing, or no?
Yeah. Listen,
well, how do you know round?
Yeah, I know what it's. Huh?
How do you know round?
I just know I know this is a circle, this is square. I can tell I'm good at knowing what shapes are and stuff. And I'm very keen with feeling things. I like material and stuff like that.
Yeah. Plus, you went to a school for the blind, right?
I did. Perkins School for the Blind in Watertown, Massachusetts. Well, world-renowned school. Actually, Helen Keller started the school.
Does she still teach there?
No, she's dead. She's dead.
That's right. I forgot. Did you hear what happened when Helen Keller fell out of a plane?
No, what happened?
She screamed her hand off.
Oh my God! Corny joke.
Yeah, but go ahead, Brian.
So Brian, how do you look? There's a lot of Kiss fans that have tattoos all over themselves and have spent tens of thousands of dollars and have not met Gene. So how do you get to meet Gene? Make a wish or some shit like that?
No. I first met him at Rhode Island Comic-Con a few years ago. He was signing autographs then. And we talked, and I asked him about the girls. He's like about the women. He goes, well, yeah, absolutely. And then I meet him, and I emailed the arena and the manager of Kiss. I emailed lots of people to get this thing with them on stage. And they said, no promises to get this done. I think I think something on stage, Gene? No problem. So I contacted a bunch of people to get this thing done.
All right.
Well, Brian, how does a guy who, obviously doesn't have the visual capabilities, what is your interest in going to a Comic-Con?
To get to talk to the people and to get to know them and record the conversations.
So you like the characters just due to what you hear them do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
do you listen to movies?
What is it?
Do you listen to movies?
I do, yes. I like to listen to the movie commentaries, like the art director commentary and stuff like that on the films. Okay. I love movies.
What is a good movie for a blind? I'm fascinated.
You know what movie's good from blind guy? Yeah. Rhinestone.
Rhinestone?
Yes. That's my favorite flick of all time.
Or whatever?
What's that?
From like 1975? Oh no, it's Rhinestone Cowboy. What is Rhinestone?
What's Stallone and Dolly Parton singing in a movie?
That's Rhinestone Cowboy, right?
No, it's not. Nope. You are wrong, Chris.
Do you understand that Dolly Parton has big fucking tits?
Listen, let me tell you something. I kissed her twice.
Really?
Okay. Yes, and hugged her.
So the full frontal contact, did you know she had big boobies?
Oh, I knew it. I was going to go all in.
Now, how did you come in contact with Dolly Parton?
I reached out to her over email, like I did with Gene. I contacted everybody.
Wow.
Her foundation.
Look at that.
All right, dude, here's the real question. Can you get away with grabbing a tit because you could just say, oh, I didn't know, I'm sorry? And
yes.
Have you done it?
Yes, I've done it before. Proudly.
Yes. And you said, wait a minute, that's the Braille word for come here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the L word for let me love you. Yes, that's the L word for let me love you. Yes. Yes.
I love that. That's awesome. So, dude, okay, so you met Gene Simmons. Now, it's a long road from meeting Gene Simmons to singing with Gene Simmons. Yeah. How do you end up to sing with Gene Simmons?
I asked him.
You just said, hey, dude, let me sing at a gig? Was it a Kiss gig?
I told him, I said, I know not to love. I know you song not to love, and I can only use song by heart. And I said, can I sing the song with you? And Gene goes, I'm going to make that happen.
Was it a Kiss gig?
No, it was like Gene Simmons' solo gig.
Yeah, it was a solo gig, yes.
I was going to say, did somebody paint makeup on your face?
Nope, none of that. Nope, no makeup, no nothing, nope.
Wow.
Yep. Went up there and...
That's amazing.
Do you like the story, Chris?
I do like this story. I'm pretty impressed. I'm most impressed that of all the bullshit you could listen to, you listen to us. Jesus.
I do. I'm entertained.
Well, what do you like about us, Brian? What is it that caught your ear?
That you guys just laugh at you guys don't care. You guys are no. You are no holds back about anything you guys talk about, and I think that is the best.
Well, how is it a young guy? Because a lot of the listeners who are, say, in your age range might find our sense of humor controversial or offensive, or
I love controversy.
Yeah, you love it, huh?
I love. I feed into it.
I'm gonna make an observation. You can tell me I'm wrong, Brian. You probably hate all fucking millennials because you know that you in your life have proven not to be a fucking pussy like them. You go out and make shit happen.
I do, and you know what? That's how everybody should be.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So there's a guy who doesn't allow anything to hold him back to achieve.
Never have, never will.
Well, look at that. I like that.
And I'm actually working on my own podcast as well.
And what would that entail? What kind of a podcast?
It's an interview podcast.
Okay.
It's not online yet, but we're working on that. And it's an interview podcast.
How do you know if you're talking into a microphone or a piece of corn? I mean, how do you know the difference?
Someone shows me with a mic. I know I can hear with a microphone. I can tap the mic, and I go, "Oh, there's the mic." I can tap it with my finger, and I know where it is.
All right. How is it, man? I'm going to ask you about 400,000 questions.
That's fine. I don't care. Ask me what you want. I don't care.
Do you use Windows or do you use a Mac?
You know what I use? A device for the blind people. A device for the blind called a Braille Sense Polaris.
Wow. And what does that connect to? Just like any old computer, or is that the computer itself?
It's the computer itself.
And who makes it?
A company called Hymns Inc. It's a company that makes products for blind people.
Wow.
No, shit, that's awesome.
And I got my equipment through a local Lions Club actually last year. We raised money and I got my machine I wanted.
Nice. Now are obviously your parents are very supportive of all your interests and ventures, right?
Oh yeah, especially Dad.
Does he go with you to all these things?
Oh
or
yeah,
do you go out by yourself or what?
No. Dad lives with me. He's along for the ride. And I think I go out to carry. What's that?
Can you go like somewhere by yourself?
A friend takes me out to karaoke a lot. I would go to karaoke. I could, but it's easier to go with somebody because it's But I do out to karaoke a lot though, every single week.
Gotten any pussy yet?
Tons of girls.
Tons of girls.
Yes.
Wow.
Are you sure they're girls?
Of course they're girls, but listen, if they sound feminine, they're girls.
Yeah, but there's a lot of trannies going around out there. You might find your dick in the mouth of some dude.
Listen, you know what? Listen. At this point, it doesn't matter. At this point, it's like, listen, I could care less what it is. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. As long as this girl is pretty and feminine and giggly and high-pitched voice, that's all I care about.
So are you a fan of Robert De Niro in Scent of a Woman?
Actually, no, you're wrong.
Pacino.
Sorry, wow, Neil. Wow, you really backed her on that one.
Ooh-ah.
Wow, Neil. Wow. You need to get some more credit with that one. What's up, Neil? You guys?
So
maybe if you didn't see him, you'd know who it was, Neil.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
My ears would be more keen to that.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah.
So, what's the answer, Brian? Yes or no?
Wait, yes, I've seen the movie.
No, you haven't.
I've watched them. I've heard the movie. Okay, I've heard them. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, dude, and I'm gonna put my own personal shit out here. It's not really a secret, but I, as has been documented a bunch of times on the show, I went through a pretty gnarly fucking burn accident where I got burned up a lot, like really fucking burned. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because from the minute I woke up out of the coma to this day, I do not use it as an excuse. Do not let it limit me. Do not ever accept it as a reason that I can do less. Sounds like you're wired kind of the same way. True?
Very true. Exactly.
So why? What is it that's in your head that makes you not accept people? Because I'm sure, I know as well as you do, people will pander to you. You're blind. Let me help you with this. Let me do that. Let me, they'll pander to whatever affliction you have. What is it in your head that has kept you from ever saying, okay, yeah, baby me, pamper me, take care of me?
Listen, I go with my gut, man, half the time. It's just the way to go. And why do I do that? Because I live life to the fullest, and I'm still going to live it that way.
You're kind of like Jeff Tate. He lives his life to the fullest.
Well, that's how it's good then. I like to live life to the fullest. But actually, I forgot to tell you this one thing. When I saw Gene Simmons this year, actually, at a show at the Garden, Boston Garden, the Kiss was playing.
No, you didn't.
I did. Well, I hung out with them. I hung out with them at the show. Chris, I knew I liked you. No, that was Friends for Life, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for Friends for Life now. I hung out with Gene at the Garden, and I said, Gene, would you want to do my podcast? And Gene goes, call my assistant and we'll set something up for you to talk on the phone. We'll set up a phone interview.
Nice.
And by the way, if Gene met Neely, he'd say, if Gene ever met Neely, he would say, Neely is a lazy guy who knows nothing about... Neely is lazy, knows nothing about movies.
Well, I did meet Gene.
You did? Was he nice to you?
I was with Don Dokken, and Don basically lives a block away from Gene. And we were actually at Comic-Con in Philadelphia.
Yes, I remember you told the story a couple times.
And I did meet Gene, and Don introduced me to him. And he said, hey, there's a friend of mine, and I say, hey, Gene, can I grab a picture with you? Just as long as you don't grab my ass.
Okay, first of all, let me say something, Neely, okay? Your Gene impression, yours is a little forced when you do it.
Yeah, Neely.
I'm not Jewish, so I can't make that sound.
Doesn't matter if you're Jewish or not. You just have to nail the impression down right.
Yeah, Neely, jeez.
Yeah.
Even a blind guy. Listen, it doesn't take a blind person to figure that out.
Right.
But
he's very sensitive to his hearing.
What did you say, Chris?
I said you're very sensitive to your hearing. You pick up on those nuances of bad impressions.
Yes. But singing with Gene, I said, Gene, we're singing the song Dr. Love in the key of F. And Gene goes, yes, boss, it'll be done.
So you got up and said, what song did you sing? Dr. Love?
Dr. Love.
Wow. That had to be cool.
It was great. You know what? I told him, I said, Gene, I'm going to upstage you. You're in trouble, Gene. Gene Simmons from KISS.
Is there a recording of this?
Yeah, there's a YouTube out there.
Pull that shit up. Yeah. Play some of that, Neely. Can you do that?
I want to do it without making all this buzzing noise.
Oh, buzzing noise, smashing noise.
Do it on your end.
Want me to try it?
Yeah, try it on your end if you can.
What's it called?
Brian McCauley with Gene Simmons, Dr. Love.
All right, let me see here. Brian
McCauley.
Thank you, Neely.
Simmons. Let's see what we got here. All right.
Okay.
People definitely get it. Let's see if you guys can hear it or not. I don't know. Let's see.
Of course.
Can you hear that?
No.
Can you hear it, Brian?
I can hear it. Yeah, I can.
Well, then I'll play. Can I play it, Neely?
Go ahead, play it.
I'll play it, and I'll just tell you when we're done. I'll play a little bit. Here we go.
Just play a little bit. Yeah, I hear it.
Well, we're not hearing it, Chris. So I'm.
You're the only one who doesn't hear it, Neely.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I hear what comes back from you, so it goes through my board, and if I can't hear it in the board, nobody's hearing it.
Well, the video people would hear it.
Yeah.
Now, I'll play it. You won't be able to hear it, Brian, but I'm going to play it.
All right.
So the fans will be able to hear it, but I don't have it piped through the phone, so.
Exactly.
So you'll.
What was your question there, Chris? You had a question, I think.
No, I just want to. I want to hear this. I want to hear how this sounds.
It's. Ask Neely.
It's real good. It's real good. And now, like I said, Brian, you're not going to be able to hear this, so I'm going to play it for everybody.
I know.
All right, here we go. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because he's kind of got a little chit chat going on with Gene.
Sorry about that.
Back from taking life by the scruff of the neck and owning it.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Gene. Life is endless possibilities. That's the way to look at life, right? Right? I don't hear you. Is that right? Okay. And Gene, like I said, man, after this song, you might be penniless. You have to call Shannon and say, Shannon, I need some money. All right, ready? Go! 1, 2, 3, go! Let me see your hands win! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! You're on it, boys! Oh yeah! You need my love, baby, oh so bad. You're not the only one I've ever had. And you say you understand me great. Don't you know you think it's better? You know why then? They call me Dr. Love. They call me Dr. Love. Dr. Love. I've got the key of thinking of Dr. Love. Yeah! I can't hear you! I want to hear more! Don't you go! They even know!
So there he is.
Wow, he's giving it to him. Good work, Brian.
You like that?
That's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, that's really... Dude, you know how many people would be fucking scared to death to get up there and sing that?
Would you be scared or no?
No, not me. But I don't fear anything. I don't care if I look like an ass. Well, neither do you, because you can't see that you do.
Right.
that's what it is. If you just can't see it, then you don't worry about it, right?
Yeah.
Did you worry about falling off the stage? Because I'm looking,
Nope.
there's like nobody even near. I don't even know if you know this, but there's nobody. Like I have it playing right now in the video, like silent, and there's nobody.
Gene's on the right, right?
Like
Yeah.
5 feet of you.
Right.
You know, people are kind of far from you.
I have a question. Is Gene next to me? Is Gene next to me on the video? Or is he on the stage? Is he next to me on the video?
He's on stage, but you're like by the microphone, like kind of twitching your hands. And
Yeah.
Gene's like in the middle. He's a good 5-8 feet away from you.
Yeah.
There's nobody near you. That's what I'm saying. Do you worry about falling off the stage?
No, nope, never. Not even close.
Figure if you just stand still, it won't happen.
Right. You know, I dance till I moved around a lot on the stage. I like to move around on the stage, so I do a little moving around and stuff.
All right. Well, all right, dude. This is fantastic. I love this story.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. It's fucking cool.
They,
It's about time we had a fan that could do something. Jesus Christ.
yeah. And then, and after the show, you hang out after the show, and Gene goes, swim around band, stop stealing my show. That's what he said.
That's awesome.
Go form your own band, stop stealing my show. That's literally what he said.
You should have volunteered to be part of KISS once he retires. You sound the part.
I did ask him about that.
They could put new makeup on you and just cover the eyes completely.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
What would you guys do? What would you guys do if that happened?
You could be the blind comet.
Like God, or the blind demon.
Yeah, have your own makeup, the blind comet. I love it.
KISS and the Blind Comet. That's a new band.
Nice. Oh, there's Gene. Gene's like cheering with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's fucking cool. Come on, Neely. That's fucking cool.
I agree. That's why I invited Brian on.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn awesome, dude. I gotta tell you. And I'm not just saying it because you're a blind guy and I'm supposed to be pleasant to you. Because believe me,
No, it's
Lucas
okay.
can be a dick to you.
Yeah, plus Chris hates the caller, so.
Yeah, I do hate the callers, but I like this call. I like that. You can
You
call
do?
anytime you want, Brian. I'm going to give you the
Yeah.
Tim James wide open collar thing until you abuse it, and then I'll start making vicious blind jokes at you. But until then, you're
Blind.
allowed.
Of course. But no, it's just, you know, let me put it this way. Never take no for an answer. That's the lesson to learn here.
All right.
You know?
Well, go ahead, Neely.
Well, I agree with that, Brian, and you're an inspiration to us all.
Thank you, my man.
So anybody who complains to us about, well, I can't. Chris and I have nothing to do with them.
Yeah, no. Go
What are you
fuck
gonna
yourself.
say
There's a
then if someone
blind
said that
guy
to
on
you?
stage with Gene Simmons, you pussies.
Wait. I'm sorry. Would you say, Chris? I didn't hear that. Would you say?
I said to anybody that thinks that they can't do something, here's the blind guy on stage with Gene Simmons.
Rocking it with Gene Simmons.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, pal.
Yeah, pal.
Well, Brian, anything else you want to tell us about? Anybody else? Any celebrities you've
Yes.
met? And
Yes. I upstaged Dropkick Murphys as well, and if you guys are familiar with them.
you upstaged who?
Dropkick Murphys?
Oh, the Dropkick Murphys,
Yes.
the Irish band.
Yes.
Okay.
In Boston. They're from Boston.
Okay.
And I sang a song with them at a show.
Did you put on an Irish accent?
I did not, no.
Okay.
I did not. And, I just think that, this, Dropkick was great. And I also sang with Smash Mouth also. I don't know if you guys remember them at all, if that's before your time.
Dude, we're in our 50s.
Dude, I'm old enough to be your dad.
Yes.
Dude, so have you flown on a plane?
Yes, I have.
Do you know that you're in the air?
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
by the feeling of the thing going up in the air.
But how do you know up? How do you know up from down and all that shit? Is it just muscle memory, or because all these things are visual. Looking up is, knowing up from down, that's visual. It's not really mental, but you've turned it like mental. And I'm sure all blind people do. I just don't understand how you do that.
It's very easy to do. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Says the guy with 20 however many years of learning how to do it.
It's really not that hard.
Yeah, Chris, learn a new skill, will you?
I'll close my eyes for the rest of the show and see how well the video comes out.
What is it, Chris?
Nothing.
Sorry. Okay. What's up, Neely?
Nothing. Just listening to your story. But you were saying, you go ahead.
Oh no. Yes, I can tell up from down means. I can tell exactly what up from down means.
Well, since you banged a lot of girls, you certainly learned what in and out is like.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't have a girlfriend yet, so I'm playing the field right now as much as I can. Listen.
Let me ask you this. So we talk a ton on this show about the sex dolls. And I would imagine for you, because you can't really see them, you wouldn't care if it was like a cheaper level sex doll, would you, as long as it felt good?
No, I wouldn't care.
Oh, so you get like an automatic discount.
Exactly. Yes. It'd be all free.
Be a dude with a wig and a hole cut in the penis.
I wouldn't care. I would not care. I would not care.
You wouldn't really know, would you?
Right. Let me tell you something. Another lesson I want to learn. I want you guys to know.
Right.
If Gene Simmons can get girls, I can get girls.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right, Brian. Now beat it.
I'm sorry. Neely, do you agree with him?
Well, sometimes I have to, Brian, but no, seriously, I enjoyed having you here on the show to tell your story and everything, and I agree with Chris. You got the open door policy until you abuse it. How's that?
Save some stories, though, because these are good. Save. Don't give us all the stories now, because then you'll be a horrible caller like everybody else. So keep a couple of good stories, and next time you call, have another good story, because this was a great story.
What I'd like to do at some point, before I hate to just cut you guys short, before I go on, tell one thing. When I do have my podcast set up, I want to have you on at some point, Chris and Neely at some point. I'd like to have you guys for an interview if you guys would be interested in
sure.
Up.
We'd be glad to do that.
Oh, we can discuss money.
No, not money, Chris. You do it for free, Chris. You cheap bastard. Come on.
It's not cheap. We have to ration out this talent there, Brian. So
what talent?
There you go. Exactly.
I hope. I'm glad we got the open door. Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are great. And before I go, Neely, I'll start with you, Chris. Neely, you're a powerful and attractive man, and Chris, you're a powerful and attractive man.
That's not true.
Well, Brian, hit me up on an email with your address. I want to send you a CMS shirt. Okay.
Okay.
But it might say it might say that you're a homo.
What? Actually, do you guys have any CMS CDs at all of past shows?
Yeah, it's called YouTube.
Yeah, they're all on YouTube.
Actually, one more favor. Can you this Monday put the segment on? Can you name the segment for the podcast called BMac's Story when you release it on Monday?
That's up to Neely.
What is it called?
The segment. I want you to name the segment for the podcast when you release the podcast on Monday. Can you call the segment BMac's Story?
BMac?
Yes, BMac, B-M-A-C, BMac's Story.
Okay. If that's what you want, that's what I'll do. How's that?
Okay. That sounds great.
All right, Brian. Well, we always let everybody pick a song, take us out of this interview. What would you like us to play for you, Brian?
Christine 16 by Kiss.
Really? Is that what you want?
Of course it is, Neil. Why would I say it and not want it?
I don't know. I thought you were just being funny.
Chris, listen. Chris, you're the man. Can I say that? You're the man, Chris.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and Neely, we'll be in touch. I'll send you an email with the request email address. Correct? Is that right? The one
yeah,
you use?
same email address. Just hit me up and
Right.
send me your home address or wherever you get your mail, and I'll send you out a shirt.
Okay. All right. All right, man. And now, Chris, we'll stay in touch. I hope we can stay in touch. Or maybe I'll say Facebook friend if I don't know you or something. I'll Facebook you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
man.
fine.
All right, Brian. Well, we appreciate you calling. And so for Brian, calling in from Boston, here's some Kiss with what, Brian?
Christine 16, and you guys are wonderful. And Neely, you're a great guy. And Chris, you are my new BFF for life. And again, Neely, Monday. I better see this on Monday on the podcast. I better stay tuned.
I got it.
See you later.
See ya.